President Joe Biden has arrived here in Atlanta. Tomorrow, the president will deliver the commencement address at Morehouse College. Atlanta News' first Blake Devine rode along in Biden's motorcade for several of his campaign stops.
President Joe Biden in Air Force One touched down at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport for a weekend full of events in Atlanta.
As a proud alum of Morehouse College, I'm thrilled to welcome the President of the United States to Georgia.
Raphael Warnock and several prominent politicians stood on the tarmac to greet President Biden Saturday afternoon ahead of his highly anticipated commencement address at Morehouse College. As Biden's motorcade rolled around Atlanta, Joseph Heskamp hoped to catch a glimpse of the commander-in-chief.
We just heard a lot of sirens in the neighborhood, and it turned out that it was the President of the United States. And so we're like, oh my gosh, we got to go outside and see the president.
In a key swing state such as Georgia, Biden is stepping up his push to reach voters.
He is in the neighborhood, walking the streets, coming to local institutions and restaurants, and it's really cool to see him care about Georgia and Atlanta and really elevate it on the national stage.
The president also stopped by a local staple, Mary Mac's Tea Room, to speak with Democrats and meet with members of the Morehouse community.
It was amazing to actually engage with and talk with the President of these United States, to actually talk to him and shake his hand, and for him to engage with me about my experiences at Morehouse.
After missing out on his high school graduation because of the pandemic, Kerry Singleton can't wait for his commencement.
To sit there and be able to watch the President of the United States speak at my commencement exercise says so much.
Tomorrow morning, President Biden will become the second sitting American president to speak at Morehouse College's address, following in the footsteps of his former boss, Barack Obama. Reporting from the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.